horchata. Real good horchata.
Shima, I'ma get be my shima. I done it put my weight in my. Say my caliber, I'm a way.
That's good?
Yeah. It's
Damn, brother. Don't tell me off like that.
So, 5 things that you need to know before you move out of the country. Or
5 things.
so these are 5 things that you need to consider before you move outside of the country, or outside of America.
Okay.
Outside of America, because America is still Central America, South America. Outside of the U.S.
Oh, decluttering.
Oh yeah.
Gotta declutter.
No, but this sounds simple. Like, okay, yeah, that like everybody knows this. But it took us what, like a good 2 years.
It's taken us 3 years.
Every time we moved, we got rid of a lot of things.
Like, we had a house full of furniture, TV, everything. We had everything.
And every move, we were like trying to declutter more and more because we always had the goal to leave out of the country, and we didn't realize how much stuff we had. So I think that that's a really, really big one that you don't really even consider how much you have to get rid of, and
It takes a while.
yeah.
It takes a while to get everything.
Also, like, you're not ready to let go of certain things,
Yeah.
and I feel like that's why it's taking us so long to get rid of certain things, even down to like the last minute things before you're actually leaving for your flight. You still let go of more things.
You pretty much pack in your life the most important things you can fit into like a suitcase and maybe a carry-on, and that's it.
Yeah.
So it's like pretty much everything else has to go.
Because you don't want to bring your whole house.
Unless you got it like that, you could just move however you want, ship everything without, a price. But even then, what's the point of starting somewhere new if you're gonna bring everything with you?
Yeah, but most people don't have it like that.
Yeah.
Let's be honest.
Yeah. What we did is we just got rid of stuff. We just threw stuff away, and then we sold whatever we could. And even now, we still have to get rid of like half the stuff that we have. And we don't have that much. Everything we have, you literally fit into like a closet.
Yeah.
And we're not even talking about that much stuff still.
And even then, we're like, this is too much.
Yeah.
It all has to fit in 2 suitcases for us. And we're a family of 5. The second thing is your responsibilities. Like, getting all your responsibilities in order and in line. Like your cars. What are you going to do with your cars? You have more than one car. Are you going to rent out? Are you going to let a family member borrow it? Are you going to sell it? You have to do something with it. You can't just take it outside of the country unless you want to pay to do that. But at that point, I would just say you might as well buy a car wherever you're going.
She wants some chips?
Don't just spit it out of the water.
It's okay. Here, give her some chips. This is our poos.
So, for example, we're moving to a place where we're not going to actually need a car until later down the road. We're going to try to move into an area where everything is kind of walking distance. So
They have buses.
they have buses if we need to go into like the city, into San Jose, but
No, they have buses that go from the coast right there.
oh
Yeah, they have bus stops.
yeah, that too. But I mean, we might as well just walk or use a bike.
I don't know how far it is. It might be far walk. But I think one of the biggest things to consider too if we say responsibilities is our phones. So I feel like the best way to do it is to pay off your phone and then just go get a new carrier over, wherever you're moving to.
Out there.
Yeah, because I found out it's like $25 a month for the phone lines out there.
Really?
Yeah,
Where?
Costa Rica.
Oh.
Yeah, it's like $25 a month.
Also, if you have pets, like these all fall under responsibilities. Like you have to make sure they get specific vaccines for whatever country you chose. Every country has different regulations for pets, so you have to look into that and just make sure they have it, their vaccines and stuff ready, and
Paperwork.
Oh, that's the third thing is paperwork. So if you need to read over your birth certificates, your kids' birth certificates, you'll be surprised how many people have something messed up on their birth certificate? I didn't realize I did, and my brothers did too. And then my daughter had something that we had to fix. Like, he wasn't even on the birth certificate. We knew that from the beginning, but at that point it was too late to fix. So get all of those things in order, all of your paperwork. Get copies of them, because you just never know. It's good for you and your partner to have one if you have kids. If not, this is like an easier process, because you just have to worry about yourself. But it doesn't hurt to have copies, because you never know. And what else? Is that it for paperwork?
Yeah, I mean, everybody knows, like,
Vaccines and stuff.
yeah, clearly passports and stuff too, and just
Yeah.
really the birth certificates, having copies, just to make sure that, you know what I mean, you have everything that you need, because especially traveling with kids, because when you travel with kids, you have to prove that they're yours. And I know they kind of stressed us when we went to Mexico one time.
Yeah. My ID doesn't have the star. So, I mean, just little things, because you just never know when you're coming back into the States, and you just want to make the whole process easy.
Keep up.
And then just even down to like your car titles and all of that. If you're going to rent them out, you want to make sure you have your car title with you. Just like all important paperwork. Anything you can think of.
Vaccination forms, all that.
Yeah, vaccination forms. If you need an exempt form for your vaccines for yourself or for your children, make sure you have that.
Schoolwork, paperwork.
Yeah, school paperwork like GPA, what is it called? Your history for yourself or for your kids. And make sure you create a checklist. That way it's easier for you to check mark things off and like see what's coming next that you need to, mark off your list. Because if not, you're gonna feel all like jumbled up and like you're not gonna be in your right state of mind. You're gonna be all chaotic. It's the third one. Fourth one?
You're gonna have it keep going, so just think of. And the fourth thing to consider, which I think is a big one, is finances. And obviously, this is probably the biggest topic. I think the best way to make money in another country is to make it online. Granted, that's the reason why we're making our social media, so that we can start making money online, because clearly social media is the route to go. And the good thing about us leaving the U.S. is that TikTok is probably going to be banned. So when we move to Costa Rica, we can still keep our TikToks. But yeah, besides that, I video edit. So that's always a skill I can fall back on, is to video edit. I mean, online, freelance it. And like with us, at least the best thing is that the places that we're looking at in Costa Rica aren't like the high-end expensive areas. So like even like $2,000 a month, even as a family, you can still make it in a lot of these places.
Yeah.
I don't think that's like what I think people think like, oh, you got to make 80 grand a year. Yeah, you got to make a lot of money a year to live in these other countries. Man, you can probably your dollar goes a lot further in these other countries.
Yeah.
So I think it's just good to like, just learn a skill to start making money, and then just freelance, Upwork, Fiverr, and just go and just start somewhere.
Yeah. Etsy. I don't know, anything.
Because one thing we had to learn is in Costa Rica, you can't get a job there. And you got to check what country like you're moving to, but in Costa Rica they reserve a lot for the locals, for a lot of the Costa Ricans. So you can't just go there and just start working. You have to hire a Costa Rican to do all the actual like labor for you, or actual work for you. So, oh my God, yes, our fools. God, baby, you just
It's okay. Are you
it's
done?
bothering me.
But are you done?
I'm talking. It's like
Are you done with that topic?
I don't know what else I have to say. But it's like, geez, somebody had this girl chip. I'm trying to drive and focus on driving while I focus on what I have to say. And it's like
What's the
she's over here
next-
screaming.
what's the-
The next one is
No, I know what the next one is. You can go ahead and tell the camera.
You say.
Where are we going?
I don't know, Mama. The fifth one, which is something that we learned, and it's probably a good secret, like a well-kept secret, or how would you say it? It's
The best thing you can do, I guess.
yeah. This is the best one, is to not let everybody know what you're doing. And I think it's because from our personal experience, we've been telling family and friends, and if you allow somebody to talk, they'll tell you how they really feel about things. And even though up front they might say something like, oh, we're happy for you, or this is or that, or if you allow them to talk long enough, they're going to tell you how they actually feel about it. And the sad truth is that most people don't care, and they're definitely not there to support you or root for you. You might have, you know what I mean, a couple. Like even with us, I feel like we have like maybe like what, 2 or 3 people that are actually like rooting for us or supporting us.
But it's not to say that we thought everybody was going to support us.
Yeah,
I didn't think that realistically.
For sure.
But when you do, you can say like you have thick skin and all of this, but the truth is when you're allowing people into your life, especially special things like this in your life, you're allowing them to insert their own opinions, and a lot of times they're going to try to plant seeds and drive you away from that thought or whatever goal you have for yourself. They're going to say it's not realistic, it's not this, it's not that, but we have a lot of trauma in our bloodlines, and let's be real, that stuff passes on to you. And so a lot of the reasons why we don't feel competent enough to accomplish these things or move out of the country or do whatever is because we have some sort of trauma that is keeping us suppressed. So I just think that it's just better to not say anything until it's time to say something, if you need to say something.
Also, too, I think it's not a straight line. Like, especially something big as moving out of the country. When you move out of the country, it's like you have your good days and you have your bad days. And it's like on your bad days, when you feel like nothing's going right, those little seeds that people tell you, low-key, like, they just come to light as in like, oh, this person is like...
They get burrowed in even further.
Yeah, they get like... It's almost like you're just digging it in, the dirt, so to speak, and just try not to water it so that, you know what I mean, these don't grow.
Yeah.
Because it's like a curved road. Like this road to moving out of the country, there's a lot of things you got to think. There's a lot of things you don't think of that you have to prepare. And not until you're like taking action and moving in those steps do you realize how big it really is to move somewhere else, especially out of the United States. So when you have people just speaking negatively, even if it's shade, like they're just low-key throwing shade at you, like it can wear you down, especially the more people you tell. Because we've told family members, they're like, Costa Rica, well, do you know they have bugs and they do this and they don't have washers and they don't have dryers and they and I'm just like,
we know
we're moving there for a reason. We're moving there because we don't want the United States way of living. Clearly we're able to give up this lifestyle to go move in another country and try it out.
Yeah.
Especially with a family of 5, but it's like us, the trade-offs are way more important than that. So all that to say that it's best to not tell everybody, you know what I mean, if you can. And other people are just nosy, you know what I mean, so they're going to want to ask you all these questions to try to get like one up on you. That's at least how we felt. So just protect yourself. It's all just about protecting yourself, your energy, your mentality, your family, and just move the way, you know what I mean, that you want to. We don't know anybody in our personal lives that have done this. So it's like we're doing something that our parents haven't done. Well, like your parents have came to America from Mexico, but we're doing something that we don't know anybody that's moved out of the United States to another country. And Costa Rica is still Central America, which is close to America, but it's like it's still a good way out. I mean, it's not like moving to Canada or Mexico. So.
And ultimately, I think that as long as you just keep God close to you, because he's the only one that is actually on your side, and he obviously planted this seed in your head for a reason. And so the more that you submerge yourself with him, the more that goal is going to come into reality.
Fruition. Yeah.
Whereas if you just keep hearing this negative stuff, that's going to become your reality, is whatever people are planting onto you. So but you can't be upset about it.
Because we're not allowing anybody to determine or affect us. Like, yeah, we might have our days, but ultimately it's like we're choosing to go on this path, and we know what comes with it. And we know ultimately what comes with it is, you know what I mean, family members thinking that you can't do it or throwing shade at you, and we just got our eyes focused. We just got to buckle down, stay focused, realize that, I mean, you're not going to get your happiness from these people or from this situation. or situations that, you know what I mean, that people downplay you in, and you just got to prove people wrong.
Can I add one more?
Yeah, one more.
I would say also, this is like a bonus one. Don't do it if you're trying to run away from your problems.
That's a really big one.
Because you're just gonna find yourself in the same place mentally that you were here over wherever you're at.
Yeah, I think that's a really big one.
Yeah.
Yeah, to clarify everything, we're not running away from anything. We're choosing to start a life somewhere else, and that's the reason why we're able to give up a lot of our materialistic things. Give us a healer. We're talking, baby. We're talking. That's the reason why we're able to give up a lot of our materials, is because we're choosing to live more of a fruitful life with less things. And we want the experience. We want, you know what I mean, the health.
We want to show our kids what's the most important thing.
Exactly.
Which is your health, God, like all of the basics.
It's almost like really a 180 of how we're living now. Not to say like it's gonna be any like we're gonna be living poor or anything like that, but we're just gonna have to bank off of our skill of making money, our skills of whatever that we have learned in life, and just amplify it out there. You know what I mean? Really, all we need is internet. If you have internet, then you can make money and you know what I mean, have your entertainment and stuff like that. But we want to be grounded to earth, eat fresh fruits, enjoy the beach,
not worry about our kids getting shot at in a school or in public. That happens everywhere. So safety, health, all these things.
Yeah. And going back to what you said about not running away from things. If you move out there, it's just gonna catch up to you. So you're gonna run away from your problems that you're trying to run away from over here, and you can't run that fast. Somebody better quote that. So I think that's it.
That's it?
Yeah, that's it. That wraps up. That pretty much sums up our mentality and how we're moving about it, and some things to consider. And as you go down this road, you'll understand like the things you need to let go of, because even with us, there's a lot of things we had to let go of mentally and spiritually and physically that it's just not going to serve us anywhere else.
Yeah.
We have to be light on our feet. We have to be grounded, close with God. So
yeah, I think that we've been talking about it for a while now, but I think that God was preparing us mentally, and it took us 2 years to actually mentally get prepared for that type of move. Even though the whole time we were thinking like we're ready, I don't think that we actually were, because there were a lot of things that we had to go through still. But yeah, that wraps it up. So thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you guys in
the next video. Adios.